is he the same fighter? And I'm a realist. I'm a real person. I feel like, people should be saying that, because if I see in the car accident, I'm from the outside looking in, I say the same thing. So for me, I just want to put on a great performance, a great show, and show people that, man, he's still beating guys up, punishing them, and just, making them quit mentally and physically. So for me, I'm just gonna, try to put a beating on Danny Garcia and make it the worst beating that he ever had in his boxing career.
Okay, then. That's Errol Spence Jr. talking that talk about our next guest, Danny Garcia, with us now, the welterweight title on the line. Danny, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I want to get your reaction to what you just heard from Spence right there about beating you down.
Listen, I done heard it all before. I've been in this game for a while. It's easy to talk, but it's hard to back it up.
Danny, the first time I talked to you was in the pre-fight fighter meeting before you took on Amir Khan. And when people were saying, well, how's Danny Garcia beat Amir Khan? Because he was thought very highly at the time, super fast. He was the man in the division. I thought, given your amateur background, if you just punch with him, you're going to catch him in exchanges, and you took a better shot than him, and you might get him, and you did. But Errol Spence Jr. is something else. He's taken great shots. He has punching power, hand speed. He's a southpaw. He's got range. He can box. He can punch. How do you go about beating him?
We just have to go in there and make adjustments. Go in there, let him feel my power. I'm a skillful fighter. I've been in the game for a while, and I feel like he's never been in the ring in the ring with a fighter like me. So, I just got to go in there and make adjustments and fight hard and dig deep like I've been doing my whole career.
Well, for the record, I think you're great. You're 36-2. The only 2 losses in your career were to Keith Thurman and the Sean Porter. I've always thought that you were an excellent fighter, and I think this is going to be a great fight. I can't wait to see it. But I want to know from your perspective what this fight means to you, because listen, we're at a time right now, we're looking for Errol Spence. We all really want him against Terrence Crawford because of the perception of them being the 2 great fighters. Obviously, we see Pacquiao still in that division. We saw what he did to Keith Thurman, and you've got people speculating about what his future might hold. And Danny Garcia's name doesn't get mentioned nearly as much as I think it should. Knowing that, how important is this fight to you in terms of your career moving forward?
I think this fight is very important for me. This is a career this is the biggest fight to date. Right now in my career, I've been in some big fights, but I feel like this is the biggest fight right now in my career, and I have to go in there and get this victory and look good to show the people that, I am one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and that's why I'm a 3-time champion, because I've been fighting the best and beating the best since, I stepped in on the top level.
Yeah, boxing people know how good you are, Danny. And even the loss to Thurman was a close, tough fight. And the only other loss to Porter, and maybe his best career, it's one of his 2 best career performances, probably against you and Errol Spence, which was a very close fight. If he doesn't get knocked down late, that fight could go either way. But Spence is coming off of this car accident. He even said, from the outside looking in, I'd have the same questions about me. What do you think about him jumping right in, first fight back with a fighter like you? That's a huge risk. What do you think about that? Is that commentary on what he thinks of you or how confident he is? What do you think about that?
At the end of the day, only he knows what he can do. So I came into this camp training hard, worried about Danny Garcia, making sure that I got the right training, the right running, the right nutrition, everything. Just more focused on myself, and just preparing myself for the best Errol Spence. I can't go into this fight thinking, he had a car accident, he's not going to be the same, it's going to be easy. That's not on my mind. My mind is, I was supposed to fight him in January. So that was my mindset, the same mindset from January. Then he got to the accident, COVID happened. So my mindset was fighting the best Errol Spence, and that's the hard work I put in. I put 3 hard months of training camp in, and I feel great physically.
Danny, you've been pretty active. I know you haven't fought since last January, but for the most part, you've been pretty active throughout your career. Obviously, Errol Spence had that nasty car accident. Why is it that you're fighting Errol Spence Jr. instead of Terrence Crawford? I don't know the answer to that question. Forgive me. I'm just asking. Could be business. It could be something else. Why did that happen?
You know what the answer is? You know, he's the number one guy. He has the two titles, and you know I want to be the number one guy, and that's why I want to fight him.
Okay.
All right, it all goes down on Saturday night. Danny Garcia, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate you, and best of luck.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.